Welcome to CXO, a magical podcast to help you serve better and concoct experiences that are superlative in nature. I'm your host, Supriya Sharma, bringing to you in each episode didactic nuggets so you can get inspired to sprinkle stardust in your company, your home, and the community on the whole.
In-house today of CXO is Gaurav Bhattacharya. Gaurav is the CEO at involve.ai on a mission to make the world's companies more customer-centric. Gaurav started coding at 10 years old, and surprisingly, he built his first video game at 12. Wow, at the tender age of 12, Gaurav built his first video game. Very interesting. He's been recognized as Forbes 30 under 30, and he is a product nerd. And we are going to see it now in a moment. So, Gaurav, welcome to CXO.
Thank you, Supriya. I'm very excited to be here.
Gaurav, talking about AI and coming from that domain, why do you think that AI is the biggest opportunity in customer experience today?
I think it's the most underutilized opportunity in customer experience. If you go back and just look at what's happening in other areas of everything with product and coding, as well as if you look at engineering, manufacturing has been utilizing AI a lot with automated machines. Sales and marketing recently over the past 10 years have been utilizing a lot of artificial intelligence to make sure that we are finding the right customers, we're targeting with them with the right messaging, doing a lot of A/B tests with millions of data points that have been captured over decades of marketing and sales. However, it's not been utilized as much in customer experience in really understanding what the customer needs, what data do we have that can be utilized it to drive meaningful interventions for them, and also understand what the best customer experience could be for each individual person and each individual company, and then utilize AI to deliver those magical experiences. I think AI is the biggest opportunity in customer experience and post-sales.
Would I be right if I say that AI is going to save us from analysis paralysis of the exorbitant amount of data that's available?
Yeah, I agree. And I think you summarized it perfectly, because our biggest thesis is that what AI can do is unlock the power of data that's just sitting there, maybe not being analyzed or being analyzed very inefficiently. There's tons of data points that we can capture. If I give an example, Zoom as a company, they have millions of users. Just understanding how people use video conferences, what features are they using, what times of days are they logging, which parts of the world are they logging from. Also analyzing qualitative data like support tickets, or if there's issues that are happening, we can now create a story with that using AI and really do correlations of different trends and understand and say, hey, this is the next best features that you should be building, that teleconferencing might be the next best opportunity for you. These are the biggest bugs that come up that should be solved ASAP, that's causing the biggest frustrations for people. But at the same time, can also give that kind of magical CX experience for each individual user so that it's very personalized for them, and you can do this at scale. So completely agree. I think AI can save us from the analysis paralysis that we have to do it as a company, as management team, to understand what our customers really feel about us.
And then what I'm going to say next might sound redundant, but then can AI replace humans?
Ooh, that's a very great question. I've read a lot about it, written a lot about it. I think it's going to take a long time for AI to sincerely replace humans, but in the meanwhile, it can augment the humans that work there. I think in the at least for the next few decades, humans are going to be performing the most functions because AI cannot do the creative thinking. But what it can do is take over some of the manual tasks for them, and also take over some of the redundant work that happens, which could be data crunching as an example. So I feel that's where AI bots come in, and then also AI agents and come in that kind of become your digital superpowers, and they can help people in the company, especially in customer success teams, customer experience teams, customer service teams, really helping them understand what the customer is saying, what they're feeling, doing that early intervention for customers, kind of like creating that early warning system that can help them prevent unnecessary customer churn and help them understand what could be expansion opportunities or what are some ways that we can improve customer experience. So I think that's what's going to happen over the next few decades. I think we're very far away from humans completely being replaced by AI, especially when it comes to managing customer relationships.
Hmm. But then, from the way you described it, do you intend to say that AI is the hardest worker in the room, available 24/7?
I do say that. I do believe it, and I I'm not a hard worker at all. I'll give you a funny story. My mother always complained that I don't like working hard, and I feel AI definitely can help humans be focused on the creative aspects of the work, relationship aspects, talking to people. I feel a lot of customer service reps, they spend a lot of time analyzing what's going on and digging through data and solving engineering issues, while they should be focused on what they do best, which is talking to customers, having those wonderful conversations with them, understanding, getting their feedback, helping them solve their issues, helping train and coach them. I think that's the biggest opportunity that AI can fill in, is kind of be your kind of data science team and be a 24/7 AI agent for you that's analyzing things and helping you solve the best problems in the most efficient way, so that humans and customer service teams can do what they do best, which is really be in front of their customers.
Hmm. So that means it's augmenting the customer success, right?
That is correct. Yes, it's augmenting customer success. It's making it more automated. It's making it more intelligent. I think that's the biggest opportunity. We're very bullish on it. That's what
Mhm.
we are focused on. So we believe that's kind of the opportunity that we have next in customer experiences. How do we get AI and automation to really personalize and predict customer experiences for all brands?
So before we delve deeper into it, I'll just take a step back and I'll ask you to define for us or to help us understand better in simple terms. So what is customer success?
Hmm. Customer success is being proactive. I'll give a story. We had a startup before this, and we had about 5,000 companies on our system, and we built a patient experience platform. The biggest challenge that we had in our company was proactively figuring out when renewals came. We were in a subscription business model, and every time a hospital would come towards a renewal, we would scramble to fix all the issues to make sure that they're happy, the champions are still there. I think that part was customer service was predominantly what the industry was called before, which was all about making sure that you're there for your customers when they need you, and you're there for them, and you can answer support tickets. And there's a lot of work that's been done here. The next state of the industry where it's headed to, its customer success, is proactive customer service, where you go in front of the customers not right before the renewal, but you can go in front of them during onboarding, or during even before the sale has happened, let's say for a B2B company. But it's like before the life cycle of the customer, you can go them, you can educate them. It's a very consultative sales, which is kind of going back into the management consulting world, is understanding the customers' pain points, helping them map their goals, and helping them achieve those. For in our case, in our last startup, it's about how do we help them achieve those patient experiences that happen. And once you set those goals and you're there in the life cycle of the customer, almost as a coach, and helping them saying that, hey, we are here for you, but at the same time, let's proactively do these action items. We feel for you guys to improve and your company to become better or your hospital to become amazing, these are the 10 things you need to do in the life cycle. And you're the coach, you're guiding them, you're being proactive with them, you're helping them solve the day-to-day issues, but also helping them get the best out of your product, whatever that product is. I think that proactive customer service is now called customer success. It's a word that's been coined recently. There used to be account management and there used to be customer service before. Account management was, we're going to handle accounts which are only the Pepsis and Coca-Colas of the world, so only $1 million plus accounts. And then for everybody else, you get support agents, or an automated kind of help desk,
Yeah.
basically. And customer success is somewhere in the middle where it's white glove service, but it's at scale.
So that's customer support on steroid, if we say.
You could say that. That's an excellent analogy.
But Gaurav, what's the right time to invest in customer success?
Oh, that's a great question. I would say it starts with day one, where founders or anyone, when you start a company, the founders are very obsessed, right? I feel the biggest opportunity that we have is, if you think about any company, any company or any business in the world was started to serve a group of people with a product or a service. So a group of people come together to serve a different group of people with a product or a service or a consulting, whatever you call it. But that's everything. So it's all about what products you deliver. It's about who you serve and how you serve them. I think that's kind of the whole essence of every company that's built. Tesla, Apple, you can name any company in the world. That's how they started. But once a company grows in size, I think people forget a lot about why they started and what their goal is, and it's
Yeah.
to serve customers. And they worry a lot about sales and marketing
Mm-hmm.
and engineering and hiring and PR and and advertisements, but they really forget about the essence of what they need to deliver is amazing customer experiences for the group of customers that they intended to serve or they intend to serve in the future. So I feel it starts at day one and it's very strong at day one. And because the founders are the carriers of customer success and customer experiences for the first, let's say, few years. But after that, I think a dedicated team to enhance customer experiences would be key. As soon as you have for a B2B or subscription or SaaS company, I think the magic number we say is when
Mm-hmm.
you reach about 20 customers, I think that's a good stage to invest in customer success and customer experience, like having dedicated teams for it. And in case of subscription business models, it could be a little longer. So it could be your first 1,000 users or first 2,000 users, depending on how your business models work. I think that's the magic number to have dedicated people who are proactively helping your users or your customers be successful on your product or your platform.
So I understand that it starts at day one. It starts as soon as your company is formed because you are there to serve customers. And that's the whole purpose of having an organization out there. And bringing in AI. Now I'll talk about bringing in AI into your customer experience team or your customer experience process or the system. What's the right time to bring in AI into it? Because I've read somewhere that AI scales with you. So the earlier you incorporate it in your system, the better. But then how earlier and what's the best point to start with?
Yeah, that's another excellent question. I feel there's different applications of AI. As an example, the chatbots are really popular in the space, which is an automated chatbot. I think AI can help you scale. I don't think AI should be added too early in the life cycle of a company
Mhm.
because it's really important to get the fundamentals right, and no one else can get it right besides the founding team or the early people who are in the company who are really passionate about the vision. What AI can then help you do is scale and solve some of the scaling challenges you're having.
Mhm.
So as an example, what ends up happening is you have a really strong core team that comes together in any company and they're serving a group of customers. So they're going above and beyond and making it happen and they're systematizing some of the processes. But then you start having growing pains where now all of a sudden you from 10 customers, you have 100 customers or you have 1,000
Mhm.
customers and you have to sequentially add people. And what AI can help you do is instead of going out and trying to hire 500 people, you can hire 5 people who
Mhm.
can kind of be augmented to do the job for 500 people, or you can hire 20 people who can do that same job with augmented AI. And I feel that's the kind of power of AI is helping you do the data analysis. So you need to have some historical data as well. At the same time, it can help you solve some of the scaling challenges. So my thesis is let's get AI once you have a company that's running, you have a set of group customers, and the next challenge you're trying to solve is how do we scale from, let's say, North America to Europe to Asia, or from one city to 5 cities, from 10 customers to 10,000 customers. I think that's where AI could be very beneficial in helping you scale with seamlessly and helping you scale without losing a lot of sleep.
Now I see the reason behind the McKinsey Global Institute's research, which predicts that AI could increase productivity by up to 40%, double the growth rate, and lead to an annual economic boost of about $13 trillion in 2030.
Wow.
You explained it just now, and now I understand where it's coming from. Okay, Gaurav, in the first week of October, we celebrate across the globe the Customer Experience Week or the Customer Service Week. So what are your plans? I mean, what are the plans of involve.ai and how are you celebrating the Customer Experience Week this October?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, Supriya. We're big fans of this event, and a couple of things that or the biggest thing we're doing is we're going to make our platform available to everybody. And the primary reason for not making it available for a sign up before was we were trying, as a startup, we were trying to make sure that our experience is seamless. So we were doing the same hand holding that we were doing before, but we feel this would be the right opportunity for us to make it available for anyone who needs to use it, who wants to try it, who can get value out of it. We want to make it free for nonprofits and schools to be able to use it for their either student experience or customer experience. And I feel that that could be a great opportunity for us. So that's what the team is working towards. We have some, just as a platform, we hit about 22,000 users in the past year that we launched, and we have big goals to get to about 200,000 by the end of next year. So this would be a great opportunity for us. But that's what we are planning. And the second thing we're doing is we usually do a CXO summit where we get customer experience leaders from around some of the best companies in the world and share ideas together. So we're looking forward to our next session that's going to happen during this time.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, Gaurav. It was a really exciting conversation on how AI can help create memorable experiences for our customers, regardless of the industry we belong to or regardless of the size of the company we are. Thanks again for being on CXO.
Thank you so much, Supriya. It was a pleasure to be here with you and your team. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to CXO with your host, Supriya. I hope you enjoyed a dive into the nitty-gritty of customer experience. If you are committed to applying these ideas in the real world, stay tuned with me. Don't forget to check out all the links and resources in the show notes. That's all for this episode, folks. See you next time.